Hi friends, welcome to Aishudiy. This is yet another bracelet project that I was thinking of working. It's easy, and these are some of the materials that we need. I have here some 6 by 8 millimeter faceted roundel crystal in AB pink rose quartz finish, and then some 6 millimeter glass pearls right here, and this is 15 seed beads. You can use any color you want. You can also use 11 seed beads. um, um, and then what we are going to need is bead stringing wire, and I'm going to use 7-strand bead stringing wire. That's what I'm going to use, and I'm going to use about 2 feet of wire. So here we go. It's about 2 feet. um, you can also go up till 30 inches of bead stringing wire, and this is 0.45 millimeter thickness, and it's 7-strand nylon coated beading wire in golden color. So I don't have it in antique copper color, but I have a choice of my clasp, some jump rings, some closed and open jump rings, a bead cap, and a spacer, daisy spacer bead in copper. So these are the items that I have, and a head pin, and then these beads. So let me pour some 15 seed beads right here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load the seed beads onto my beading wire. So if you make a pile, you can do this, I guess. Make a bigger pile. I don't know. Usually I'll be able to do this with 11. I just go ahead and scoop it up just like that. But let's see if I'm able to do it. Okay. Um, it's not working very well, but as you can see, you can actually load it to a container. This container might not be an idle one, but usually I take it in the small container that I have, the rectangle container that I have, and then kind of scoop them up. So, but I couldn't find any of my container which is free, so I'm just trying to scoop it up just like that, and it's working. So here, let me see how much I have here. 5 and 13. Do a couple more. 15 should be good. And bring both ends of the wire together just like that. Then bring all the beads down here in the middle of the wire. So okay, just like that. And then I'm gonna add a crystal. I'm gonna add the crystal on both the wires, but before I do that, you can add a choice of your clasp just like that, or you can add it to the jump ring and then add the lobster claw clasp here. So I'm just going to add it that way. That way it seems easier, but you can always skip the jump ring part if you want. Then I'm going to put the bead right here, and I have a small loop of seed beads in this end. So that's what I want to achieve. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up 4 let me see 4 15 seed beads, or you can do 5. It's totally up to you. 5 15 1 pearl, and then 5 15 on one strand, and the same on the left strand. 5 15 1 pearl, and then 5 15 So I have this so far on my strand, and now I'm going to crisscross these two into a roundel. So here I have, then I'm going to crisscross in the roundel bead. Make sure everything is nice and tight. And this is what I have so far. So we are going to do the same thing. So 5 15 and 6 millimeter pearl and 5 15 and crisscross on the roundel part. So we are going to do the same. Five 15 1 pearl, five 15 and then crisscross with the roundel bead. So it's very simple, straightforward bracelet, yet it comes out very pretty. You can switch this. As you can see now, the thing has become big because it's tapering here, and it's going to be this pattern all over. If you don't like this pattern, you can reduce the beads if you want. Rather than 5, we can do 4. It's totally up to you, but I like it this way. I'm going to continue doing it this way, taking 5 seed beads and a pearl and then a roundel, and then I'm going to continue until I have a length of about 6.5 inches. My bracelet is going to be 7.5 inches, and I'm going to thread until 6.5 inches. I'll show you guys one more time. It's real simple. Take 5 15 you can also substitute the 15 with 11 it's totally up to you. So 5 15 and a pearl, and then again a 550 nose. On one side, and then do the same on the other side. Upper, and then 550 nose. Check if you have 5. Yes. Then take a roundel, right thread in one direction and left thread in the other direction. Crisscross the wire. There we go. So this is how the bracelet pattern is going to come. I hope you guys like this. I'll continue stringing up till 6.5 inches, and then so I have here about 5.5 inches, I think. Yes, about 5.5 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to add a roundel and crisscross there, and then I'm gonna pick up 5 seed beads, and then a pearl, and then 5 seed beads. Do the same in my other left hand strand. A pearl, and some 5 seed beads. The last unit, we are not going to crisscross. I'm going to tighten my wire and take both the wires together and put a roundel on both wires together. So I'm just not crisscrossing it, I'm just putting the bead just like that. The first unit that we did, I'm going to repeat the same. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate my wires, pick up some 15 seed beads. You can do actually 14 seed beads because we did 15 on the other hand. And then here we have 5, 6, 7, and then 7 on one strand. I'm going to take 7 on the other. And push all the beads together. Just make sure your bracelet is nice and firm. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a crimp tube or crimp bead. I'm going to use a crimp tube. You can use a crimp bead as well. I'm just going to use a crimp tube. And then I'm going to crisscross in the crimp tube. So crisscrossing in the crimp tube, and then I'm going to straighten everything together and nice and tight without any gaps, and then I have crisscrossed here through a crimp tube. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use my flat nose pliers. I'm going to use my crimping pliers, and there is two holes, one on the top and one towards the bottom, which is towards the thing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and crimp in the second hole that we have and crimp it. Now it will be flattened just like that. Then go ahead and reposition your pliers in the top hole and then squeeze it just like that. So here, this is what we have so far. I could have done a little bit better job, but I had to put that inside. And if I am satisfied with my crimp, all I do is take my pliers and carefully snip off the wire close to the crimp bead, and then we have our bracelet pretty much done. All I'm gonna do now is add the clasp. Take my pliers, add the lobster claw clasp to one end with a jump ring, and take another plier, close the jump ring, this will give some length to your bracelet already. And this side I'm going to add a couple of jump rings, a decorated jump ring to this part, then close it, and then I'm gonna add another jump ring to this, and then this decorated jump ring also, and then close my jump rings. I am adding here big jump rings because it might means I feel that it's easy to actually clasp the lobster claw clasp with the bigger jump ring, but you can also use a smaller jump ring as well. Bracelet is always it's always felt to be easy to put on if there is a bigger clasp. So here we go. It's about 8 inches, but I need only 7.5 inches. So when I put this bracelet around my wrist, and I will go ahead and put the lobster claw clasp in the first jump ring. That's what I want, but I want this look because I want this to dangle with some charm. So I'm just going to take my head pin, put the daisy spacer underneath, and put a roundel bead, put a bead cap on top. So I'm just going to maybe add a pearl too. Yes, and then I'm going to bend this wire, cut it about a centimeter or so, take my round nose pliers, and then make a loop just like that. Open up the loop, add it to the jump ring that I have here, and then close the loop. So when you open up a loop and close the loop, you need to do as if you are doing a jump ring back and forth and not like this. So that way it's so this is how my bracelet will look around my wrist. But if somebody has a bigger wrist, then they can still adjust the bracelet with the extra links that we have here. So this is how the bracelet looks like, and I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week, and then it comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every day. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Share my videos to your friends and family.